Hello, my name is Gautham, like SATHU Raman, and my matrix number is 148936, and I'm from group 265. Silence. That was all that was heard at first. Then suddenly I heard a loud ringing sound. Turns out that was my alarm clock. Now I did what everyone does whenever they hear an alarm clock. I hit the snooze button and go back to sleep. Trust me, that was not the smartest decision I did, because barely 2 minutes later, my mom rushed through the door and she was screaming at me, Gautam, what are you still doing sleeping? Get up and get ready to school, you useless son of mine. Alright, quick history lesson about me. I'm a 16-year-old teenager at that point, and I had just about scraped through my PT trees. You see, I was never an outstanding student, but fate likes to play jokes with me. Let me ask you something. How many families do you guys know where every single member of a family is a genius except for one black sheep? Well, folks, if you didn't know any before this, now we know one. Fine. And you would be right if you guessed that I was that black sheep. Do you know how awkward it gets during family gatherings? Everyone will be talking about things that is way over my head to a point that most of the time all I could do is say yes and nod my head. What do you think about the financial benefits of American currency? Yes. Why is mathematics too easy? Yes. What do you think of a life cycle of a platypus? People, I don't care. But at that point, all I can say is yes. Now we go back to that morning now. Somehow I had gotten to school in time, and I had been in that school long enough that all the teachers knew that trying to teach me was almost impossible. But it didn't stop them from trying to. Every once in a while, a teacher would call out my name, ask me to solve a question, or ask me a question about academics, and all I would say is, uh, not sure, teacher. At that point, my teacher would look at me, she would stare at me for a while, and she would ask me so nicely, Gautam, why are you so useless? Couldn't you be more useful to us? All I would do is just shrug and sit down. Somehow, 2 years had passed, time has flown by, and I had finished my SPMs now, going to get my results, looked at my results. It was not good, friends. It was not good at all. See, over the past 2 years, the words that have been told to me the most were people looking at me and asking me, why are you so useless? Couldn't you be a bit more useful? Couldn't you be a bit more smart? See, everyone said that to me, my parents, my teachers, my siblings, heck, even my friends told that words to me. Why am I so useless? Because at that point, when I thought, hey, if everyone tells that I am useless, it means they are right. Right? So after SPM, somehow I found myself working as a barista in a local cafe nearby my housing area. My boss was a really nice man. His name was David. So one day, David called over me to his office. You see, when I was walking into David's office to go see him, all that was running through my head was the thought, have I made myself useless to another individual? Is he going to look at me and tell me that I am useless to him too? That was the only thoughts that was going through my head. So I walked into his room, into his office. He looked up to me, then he came over, he put his shoulder on me, then he told me, son, you did a good job this month, and I'm proud of you. Those words was the words of someone acknowledging me for my work for the first time in a long time, and it felt like a holy words for me. You see, those words were the proof to me that I was not useless to everyone in this world. Yes, my parents said so, my teachers said so, some of my friends even told that to me. I was not useless to everyone. Their usefulness was based on academics. And at that moment, I realized a truth about this world. People judge a person's intelligence based on their grades. Friends, it's become a norm in today's society to judge us before people really even know us anymore. More often than not, our intelligence has always been judged based on our examination results. Let me ask you this: what right does society has to judge me and slowly decrease my mental health all because of a piece of paper? You don't. Society doesn't. All grades prove is my ability to regurgitate what's in a paper, what's printed in paper, to write it back in a paper. How many of y'all here know who Bill Gates is? Steve Jobs, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Edison? Now, what do all these four famous people have in common? At one point of their lives, all of them have left their formal education system because it was not suited for them. They did not let their grades in their education system define their success. Now, if all these gentlemen didn't, why should I and why should you? Before we part ways today, I would like to impose just one last question on you. Think about it really hard. How many minds, as we as a society, have broken mentally with our never ending judgment of their intelligence based on their grades? Remember, people, your success in life is not defined by what's written in a piece of paper on a report card somewhere. Thank you.